Hello everyone, you have come to Tata Comic Preview channel. Let read together. Have fun. What? Zhuo Fan's eyes widened as he cried, "Sacred weapon?" His heart tensed, and his brow furrowed. He would never have thought Dan Qingshan's return to Double Dragon Manor was for the sacred weapon. Worse, now that the said sacred weapon was now with him. Wouldn't Telling get himself killed and robbed? No, he can't know about this at all costs. Whatever I do, I must never allow him to suspect I have it. But when he reaches the cave, he'll know I have it when it's not there. How am I going to hide the truth? God damn it. What the hell is a top expert even doing setting his sights on a sacred weapon? It's a rarity even for me, so why should I just give it up? Seeing Zhuo Fan's heavy look, Dan Qingshan was suspicious. What did you just say? Sacred weapon? Who told you that? When I entered the cave, I saw a very dangerous longsword with sharp spirituality that actually moved by its own will. It almost took my little life. There's no way it's the same as spiritual weapons, so in a moment of inspiration, called it a sacred weapon. Zhuo Fan lied through his teeth as he started blabbing. Dan Qingshan nodded like it was natural. I see. It's something you named it yourself. I actually thought you knew Atlas Sword's history. Atlas Sword? Zhuo Fan gasped. Dan Qingshan nodded, yes, the Atlas Sword. The continent's 5 regions all have a sacred mine. In those sacred mines, over eons, nature itself forged a divine sword to guard them. The Western lands is this Atlas Sword, the one I want to obtain. But, having left the Western lands long ago, I had lost my right to get it through normal means. All I can do is take it by force. Dan Qingshan sighed and shook his head. That's why I hope I can get the map showing me the way to the sacred mine and obtain Atlas Sword. So that's why. Zhuo Fan gave an understanding nod, though his frown deepened. But when I saw Atlas Sword, it was savage. It almost took my life, and I barely escaped. Is Sir that sure that you can subdue it? Of course. Dan Qingshan beamed in pride. Atlas Sword is a sacred weapon of this world, incomparable to every other sword out there. Even someone at my level would have a very hard time subduing it. It also cannot leave the sacred mine, which makes it even harder. But I grew up training with it while at Double Dragon Manor. Our will reflect on each other's thoughts to the point we are one. I once had the chance to have it. With enough sacred stones in my ring, the Atlas Sword would simply follow me instead. But then you know what happened. In my rage, I destroyed 10 sects, and the Exalted sealed that area, forcing me to leave. Otherwise, I would have long since taken the sacred sword and become almighty through all the lands. Zhuo Fan nodded, even as he was cooking a plan in his mind on how to dissuade the drunkard. So he said, since you didn't want it last time, why would you want it now? That's none of your business. Put in a difficult situation, Dan Qingshan grumbled and stared at Zhuo Fan with conviction. Boy, didn't you say you saw the way through the monitoring arrays? I don't care if it's the truth or not, I just want you to draw me a safe path, and I'll make it worth your while. Well? Zhuo Fan was put on the spot, not knowing what to do. If he did that, it would be the same as sealing his fate. He could practically see Dan Qingshan reaching the cave only to see it empty of no sacred stones and no sacred weapon. After a brief moment of shock, he'd go berserk. Won't he kill me in his rage? Zhuo Fan felt like he was handing out the noose to string himself up. Senior, have you ever thought the sword might accept someone else before you? That's not possible. Didn't I tell you? The sword has a will and won't just follow anyone. Unless... What? Zhuo Fan's eyes lit up with hope. Dan Qingshan's mood darkened, unless the Exalted kept the sword distracted. Atlas Sword has been under the Exalted's care, and it would definitely listen. If they wanted to move it, it would obey. Oh, in other words, you're not the sword's true love. Zhuo Fan bobbed his head and sighed inside. I can rest easy knowing there's a convenient scapegoat around. Therefore, he took out a blank jade slip, imprinted it with the right path, and then presented it to Dan Qingshan. At this moment, they were in this together, with no one able to sell out the other. Dan Qingshan took it and laughed, great. Now I can do it. Thank you, boy. It's no trouble. Senior is a straightforward person, and I'm sure helping Senior will definitely not go unnoticed. Zhuo Fan waved him off with an innocent face, even when his words had obvious implications. Dan Qingshan's face twitched. I just knew that when I told you my reason, you'd try haggling with me. Spill it, what do you want? I'll do all I can to achieve it. Senior, how can you say that? I'm not petty. A mere map is nothing. Zhuo Fan faked modesty. Dan Qingshan rolled his eyes and mocked, save it. With your keen mind, I could tell you're not one to lose out on anything. Now I am owing you a favor, and who knows what you'll do that'll make me have a hard time. No, I have to repay it today. Oh, then what does Sir think it's an appropriate reward that can compare with a sacred weapon? Zhuo Fan grinned. His smile twisted, but he never asked for anything, letting him come up with the price. This is all appealing to one's conscience. Moreover, there's no way a big shot like you would be stingy with a junior. Glaring at Zhuo Fan, Dan Qingshan shook his head. Boy, you're truly sharp, to make me say it so that you won't lose out at all. An old man like me can't dupe a kid either. I planned on giving you a cultivation method or martial arts, but never mind. Since you said it has to match the worth of the sword, a mere cultivation method will look like an insult. True, so very true. Zhuo Fan bobbed his head, his grin ever present. He didn't care about any manuals. What could the mortal domain ever come up with that was worthy of his attention? What he wanted was a true expert's promise. Now that was the true reward. Dan Qingshan pondered for a bit, then clapped. Fine then, I'll make this an exception and give you a secret art I created personally. This is sure to be enough. Dan Qingshan's hand flashed, and a green jade slip rested in his palm. Zhuo Fan took it and squinted once he read, Twin Soul Art? Right, that's the one. Dan Qingshan nodded, smiling, boy, you are so much like me back in the day, just as talented and proud. Senior, you call this a reward? Of a sort, yet also yes. Because we all form our souls in the radiant stage. Dan Qingshan's eyes flashed, and he gave a vague grin. Startled, Zhuo Fan looked lost. Who'd have thought he is another one with ethereal stage power in the radiant stage? Zhuo Fan knew that the reason for the mighty power he had right now was due to the azure flame. While Dan Qingshan just relied on himself to reach it. Now that was a true genius. Dan Qingshan beamed, boy, did you really think you're the only genius? My talent wasn't any less than yours in those days. How else do you think I surpassed my two masters and earned the title of the strongest in Western lands? All my success is attributed to having twin souls. Dan Qingshan extended two fingers, and they started glowing azure before touching Zhuo Fan's forehead. In a blink, Zhuo Fan's vision changed, appearing in a golden world. There, a proud sword stood stalwart with a huge prismatic dragon winding around it, bearing its fangs and claws. It was none other than a heaven dragon's soul. Whoosh! Zhuo Fan was back to reality. Senior, that's... Zhuo Fan's eyes widened in shock.